present, not less than 2, and holding or representing by proxy, not less than 55% of the issued capital of the company. Please note that at the start of this meeting, we have 50 members joining virtually and received 293 proxies with a total of 19,400,731,852 shareholding, representing 80.86% of the company's issued share capital. With this information, I hereby confirm that a quorum has been formed. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. Before we start on the formal agenda for the meeting, I would like to introduce to you very briefly members of the Board of Directors and the Company Secretary. I will start in the following order. Mr. Olusegun Ogbonewo.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, Directors and Shareholders.
Mrs. Titilayo Oshuntoki.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, all.
Mr. Abubakar Jimo.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, shareholders.
Mrs. Stella Ojekwe Onyejeli.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, shareholders.
Okay. Mrs. Ibijoke Adenuga.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, shareholders. Good morning, everybody.
Mr. Victor Etweku. Victor.
Victor is online. He may be having a connection problem. Mr. Chairman, you skipped Shalewa, number 3.
Okay. Also present here are the Managing Director, Mr. Olamide Olajolo, and the Company Secretary, Ms. Mary Aga. My name is Mutiu Sumonu, and I welcome you once again to this meeting. We also have here this morning the National Insurance Commission, represented by Ms. Angelina. The NGS Regulation Limited, represented by Ms. Peggy Halliday. The Securities and Exchange Commission, represented by Mr. Tasiu Audu Aliyu. The company's registrar, Coronation Registrars Limited, represented by Mary Adeleye. The company's external editors, Ernst & Young, represented by Mr. Abiodun Akinushi and Mr. Oluwatobi Memayi. The company's board performance and evaluation consultant, Ernst & Young, represented by Mr. Abiodun Ogunoiki and Mrs. Faith Egbiki. The company's audit committee, represented by Mr. Abubakar Jimo, Mr. Chikwendu Achara, Mr. Adeniyi Adebisi, Mrs. Mary Joke Shofolahon, and Mrs. Titilayo Oshintoku. Ladies and gentlemen, let's lay down some ground rules. Please, when you want to speak, indicate by show of virtual hands. I will request that if called upon to speak, you turn on your camera, unmute yourself, and speak clearly, starting by stating your name. I would like to inform members that the register of shareholders is available on request for inspection. I would also like to inform members that in accordance with Section 301, subsection 8 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act, the register of directors' shareholding is contained on page 56 of the annual report. In accordance with Section 284, subsection 2 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act, the record of directors' attendance at meetings during the financial year is contained on page 69 to 72 of the annual report. I call on the company secretary to read the notice of the meeting, which is on page 386 of the annual report.
Notice of Annual General Meeting. Notice is hereby given that the 67th Annual General Meeting of members of Coronation Insurance PLC, the company, will hold virtually at 10 a.m. on August the 13th, 2025, to consider and, if thought fit, pass the underlisted resolutions. Ordinary business and ordinary resolutions. 1. To receive the company's audited financial statements for the year ended December 31st, 2024, and the reports of the directors, auditors, board evaluation consultants, and audit committee thereon. 2. To elect Mr. Augustine Alege, SAN, CON, as an independent non-executive director. 3. To re-elect Mr. Mutiu Sumonu, CON, who is 70 years old but eligible for re-election as a non-executive director pursuant to Section 282 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020. 4. To re-elect Mrs. Ibijoke Adenuga as a non-executive director. 5. To reappoint the external auditors. 6. To authorize the directors to fix the remuneration of the external auditors for the 2025 financial year. 7. To disclose the remuneration of managers of the company in line with the provisions of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020. 8. To elect or re-elect members of the Statutory Audit Committee. Special business, ordinary resolutions. 9. That in compliance with the rules of the Nigerian Exchange Limited, governing transactions with related parties or interested persons, the company and its related entities be and are hereby granted a general mandate in respect of all recurrent transactions entered into with a related party or interested person, provided such transactions are of a revenue or trading nature or are necessary for the company's day-to-day operations. This mandate shall commence on the date on which this resolution is passed and continue to operate until the date on which the next annual general meeting of the company is held. 10. To authorize the directors to appoint an external consultant to conduct the annual board performance appraisal for the financial year ending December 31st, 2025. Proxy. A member entitled to attend and vote at the annual general meeting is entitled to appoint a proxy to attend and vote in his or her stead, and such proxy need not be a member of the company. A proxy form is attached to the notice, and it is valid for the purpose of the meeting. All instruments of proxy should be duly stamped at the Stamp Duties Office and deposited at the Office of the Registrars, Coronation Registrars Limited, Plot 9, Amodu Ojikutu Street, off Sakatinubu Street, Victoria Island, Lagos, or via email at eforms@coronationregistrars.com, not later than 48 hours prior to the time of the meeting. The blank proxy form may also be downloaded from the website of the registrars at https:// www.coronation.ng/institutional/about-us registrars. Note that the payment of the stamp duties for all instruments of proxy shall be at the company's expense. In the case of joint shareholders, the signature of any one of them will suffice, but the names of all the joint shareholders must be stated. If the shareholder is a corporation, the proxy form must be under the common seal or under the hand of the same officer or attorney duly authorized by the corporation to act on its behalf. Dated this 21st day of July 2025 by order of the board.
Thank you. I now declare the meeting duly convened and properly constituted. I do not intend to read my statement, which has been published on pages 6 to 8 of the annual report and accounts. I seek your permission to take it as read.
Taken as read, my chairman.
Thank you. I will now call upon the representative of the external auditors to read the report of the auditors, which was circulated to members with the accounts for the financial year ended 31st December 2024. You will find the report on page 91 to 96 of the annual report.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and a very good morning to you. Good morning also to shareholders and everyone here present. My name is Abiodun Akinusi, engagement partner on the Coronation Audit, and I'm reading the state on pages 91 to 96 in the annual report. Our opinion to members of Coronation Insurance PLC on the consolidated and separate financial statements. Our opinion and separate financial statements of Coronation Insurance PLC, the company, and its subsidiaries, which comprise the consolidated and separate statements of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, the consolidated and separate statements of changes in equity, and the consolidated and separate statements of cash flows for the year then ended, and notes to the consolidated and separate financial statements, including material accounting policy information. In our opinion, the accompanying consolidated and separate financial statements give a true and fair view of the consolidated and separate financial position of the group and the company as at 31 December 2024. But I'd like to move over to page 95 of the audit report, which speaks to our reports on other legal and regulatory requirements. In accordance with the requirements of the 5th schedule, consolidated separate statements of profit or loss and other comprehensive income are in agreement with the books of accounts. And on page 96, in our opinion, the consolidated and separate financial statements have been prepared in accordance with the provisions of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, so as to give a true and fair view of the state of affairs and financial performance of the company and its subsidiaries. In accordance with the requirements of the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria, guidance on assurance engagement reports on internal control over financial reporting, we performed a limited assurance engagement and reported on management's assessment of the company's internal control over financial reporting as of 31 December 2024. The work performed was done in accordance with the international standard on assurance engagements other than audits or reviews of historical financial information, ISA 3000 revised, and the FRC guidance on assurance engagement reports on internal control over financial reporting, and we have issued an unmodified conclusion in our report dated 31 May 2025. And the final paragraph on contraventions, there was no contravention of the provisions of the National Insurance Commission brought to our attention during the audit of the consolidated and separate financial statements for the year ended 31 December 2024. Signed myself on behalf of Ernst & Young. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. I will now call upon Mr. Abubakar Jimoh to present the report of the Statutory Audit Committee, which is contained on page 76 of the annual report.
Mr. Chairman. Report of the Statutory Audit Committee for the year ended 31st December 2024. In accordance with the provision of Section 404, subsection 7 of CAMA 2020, the members of the Audit Committee of Coronation Insurance PLC hereby report to the financial statement for the year ended 31st December 2024 as follows. We have exercised our statutory function under Section 404, subsection 7 of CAMA 2020 and acknowledge the cooperation of management and staff in the conduct of these responsibilities. We are of the opinion that the accounting and reporting policies of the group and company are in accordance with legal requirements and agreed ethical practices, and that the scope and planning of both the external and internal audits for the year ended 31st December 2024 were satisfactory. See Mrs. Mary Shufolaon and Mrs. Titilayo Oshuntoke. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. May I now call upon the representative of the external consultant to
guidelines of the National Insurance Commission Corporate Governance Guidelines for Insurance and Reinsurance Companies 2021. And our approach included the review of Coronation Insurance PLC relevant policies and procedures. We obtained written representation through online questionnaires, administered to the board members and conducted one-on-one interviews with the directors and key personnel of the company. Based on our work, and as noted, the Board of Coronation Insurance PLC has complied with the requirements of sections 14.1 and 15.1 of the Nigerian Code of Corporate Governance 2018 and section 4.0 of the National Insurance Commission Corporate Governance Guidelines for Insurance and Reinsurance Company 2021 during the year ended 31st December 2024. Signed by myself, Abiodun Gunoike, on behalf of Ernst & Young. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We now come to the first item on the agenda, which is to lay before the meeting the audited financial statement for the year ended 31st December 2024 and the reports of the directors, auditors, and the audit committee thereon. I lay before you the audited account sent to all the shareholders as required by Section 388, subsection 1 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act. I've also been informed that questions have been received from shareholders ahead of the meeting, touching across various areas, which will be addressed ahead of taking any additional questions that the shareholders present with us today might have. I therefore call on the Managing Director to provide responses to the questions received from the shareholders prior to this meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning, shareholders. Management received comment from our shareholders, mostly commending the company for the good performance recorded. Capital requirements for non-life and life insurance companies, respectively, 15 billion and 10 billion. And happy to inform the shareholders that we are well positioned to meet the requirements within the stipulated time frame. We will however await further guidelines from the national zero tolerance for infraction. And our response is this: NICON is working with the insurance industry to improve the current situation through various initiatives. The first one is the current recapitalization. The exercise is to strengthen financial soundness of insurance sector and operators. The second initiative is digitalization. This is to improve accessibility and efficiency in the insurance sector. And then the third one is compulsory insurance enforcement. So the National Insurance Commission is working with relevant government agencies to enforce compulsory insurance policies. And finally, public education. Insurance industry is engaging in public awareness campaign to educate Nigerians on benefits of insurance and promoting trust in the industry. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. I will now call on a few shareholders present here in case they have questions. May I call on Mrs. Bisi Bakari, if she's here now?
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, sir. Hello.
Morning.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Firstly, I thank God for your life and the life of the board of directors and the shareholders that were alive to be part of today's meeting. Having said that, I would like to start my comment by commending you, Mr. Mutia Sumonu, CON, for your insightful leadership and a comprehensive review of the global and domestic economy, enlightening the company's strategic adaptation to inflation, currency volatility, and regulatory changes, while achieving substantial growth in your statement is highly commendable, sir. My first question is on page 7. Given the passage of the Insurance Industry Reform Bill in December 2024, which raises minimum capital requirement for non-life insurance to 25 billion from 3 billion, my question is, what steps is Coronation Insurance Board and Management taking to comply to this directive, and how will this impact our growth strategy? Secondly, in light of the profit before tax of 13.8 billion in 2024 and profit for the year of 11.9 billion, I want to ask our board that when can shareholders expect the resumption of dividend payment in Coronation? Page 91. On page 91, regarding the external auditor's reports and the emphasis on internal controls over financial reporting, what specific efforts have been made to address any identified weaknesses by our company, and how will this ensure compliance with the ICFR framework mandated by Q2 2024? Page 18. I would like to ask that what efforts are underway to mitigate emerging risks such as cybersecurity threats and climate-related exposures, particularly in light of the increased frequency of natural disasters mentioned, and how will this influence reinsurance costs and product innovation? On a final note, Mr. Chairman, on page 26, I want to appreciate the robust risk management framework and investment strategy, which contributed to improve underwriting profits and a solvency ratio of 422% for the company, far exceeding regulatory requirements. This is highly commendable. On page 6, I welcome the new Executive Director, Mr. Victor Itoku, MON, whose expertise is expected to enhance strategic oversight and governance. In conclusion, Mr. Chairman, that is on page 138, I want to ask that what are we doing to address the significant growth in our other operating expenses, which rose to 5.9 billion from 1.5 billion? Thank you very much to give my colleagues opportunity to speak as well. Thank you very much for the opportunity given to me, Mr. Chairman. Once again, the name is Mrs. Bakari Adebisi.
Thank you, madam. Mr. Eric Akeduro, can see your hand up.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Chairman.
Good morning.
Good morning, my fellow shareholders. Good morning, regulatory authorities present. My name is Eric Akinduro. I'm from Ibadan Zone Shareholders Association. First and foremost, Mr. Chairman, I need to congratulate our company, Coronation Insurance PLC, for this wonderful result that we are deliberating upon this year. When you look at everything we have on board, we can see that everything about our company is in the positive side. Our profit for the year increased to 11.9 billion from 1.8 billion. Our total assets, 76.8 billion from 4.8 billion. And likewise, our total equity, 39.8 billion. Likewise, also the group posted profit before tax of 13.8 billion from 2.2 billion. In fact, Mr. Chairman, to enhance our operation efficiency and digital transformation, I just want to ask us that what effort are we making to onboard our clients into our technology infrastructure, considering the high investment that we have put into this sector this year? And also, Mr. Chairman, on the issue of our legacy claims, we recorded portfolio that was reduced to 58% this year. Yet, this is still very high, Mr. Chairman. What effort are we making to reduce these legacy claims? And also, what is our future outlook? Because dividend is one of the major reasons why we put money into our investment. And going down the memory lane, Mr. Chairman, I can see that the last period that we paid dividend as Coronation was 2016. This is a very long time, Mr. Chairman. I want you to be specific this year. What time are we expecting dividend from Coronation? This is very important, Mr. Chairman, because investment without dividend is nothing. Likewise, I want to commend our board management composition. Looking at our board management composition, Mr. Chairman, this is one of the best compositions we ever had in the capital market. 50% of male and 50% of female. The balance is quite good, and I want us to keep this on so that we can have this very good board composition. When the tension is high, the females are there to cool down the tension. And also, Mr. Chairman, looking at our insurance business, the competition now is very high. What effort are we putting in place, particularly in creating an enabling environment to pursue our professional certification and qualifications, particularly for our staff, so that we don't train our staff for others to get from us? What are we putting in place to maintain all this, Mr. Chairman? And likewise, Mr. Chairman, looking at page 30, our sustainability team, our 12-point sustainability team, unfortunately, I never see where we have shareholders' value creation in terms of dividend. Though we thank God recently, the price, the market is getting better. Our price is very good. It's compensating us in that side. But what of we that are not ready to sell? We should be compensated through our dividend payment. And finally, Mr. Chairman, I want to commend the activities of the company secretariat. The company secretariat is very good, particularly Mrs. Mary, because she ensured that all the shareholders were carried along to make sure that everything about this company is getting to us from time to time. So we pray that Coronation, by the grace of God, coming next year, will have a better result and better value for the shareholders, which is our dividend. And we know that we are not going to fail in respect of this. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. May I call on Mr. Tunji Bamidele?
Thank you, our amiable chairman. My name is Tunji Bamidele. I'm a president of professional investor across Africa, leader of Starlight Shareholder in Nigeria. I'm in line with your other speaker in appreciating the board, particularly our chairman, for success record. And we hope the level we are, we continue to move to the next level. Really, we check the report as a professional in line with all what is there. I need to appreciate finance and secretarial department because the disclosure in the report telling us that we are world-class standard. And at least all this one giving hope that the future is better. My chairman, I have one or two observations noted in the report. According to the report, people are saying a lot of things in page 5, but when you look at partnership with Baka Insurance, it's very welcome and it brings a result. But area of IT and AI knowledge training, please, we appeal to the management to improve people in the area. And payment of the claim, I think that is another area that is giving us edge along with other people. Payment of the claim in due time. And we want the refocusing and rebranding. My chairman, in page 56, there are certain things I'm looking at when I look at the directorial shareholding structure. It is good, but can be better. And I personally appeal in behalf of professional investors to Mr. Abubakar. I know him for a long period. When they say, when the report said they have a 9-unit holding, I'm continuing laughing. I think he have the capacity, he just try to do what he likes. But I can appeal, to put a little more energy. Page 58, donation is good. But my chairman, it can be spread across other states, particularly especially in Oyo State. We expect a signal to be there. In the area of sustainability, the report of this year is fantastic. How can you sustain it? What the plan do you have in pipeline? And new products. When we are about to new product, go to an extra mile, bring something to the nearest, to the people behind. So the people, a lot of things can be coming into that area. My chairman, let me look at page 82, external consultant. I'm not comfortable because all the consultants belong to S&Young. External consultant, external auditor, and others. Please, if you for good corporate governance, whether you can allocate some to other people for them to have it really independent. Really, penalties is giving us assurance, no contravention. But I want to call your attention to certain area. My chairman, page 195, other operating expenses. We just need a little explanation because there's an auditor fees and audit fees, professional fees or audit fees. About two areas they mentioned in that area of the operational expenses. We need clarity. Likewise, the emolument of director and board expenses. We need you to differentiate or explain why they simplify or they divide it into two, or whether it is a repetition. We sincerely appreciate you, and we're ready to give all necessary support as when due. My chairman, our secretarial department are working, and they give all necessary information when due. I appreciate Mrs. Mary, very fantastic woman, and I think if the time permits and if the board are Thank you, my chairman.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you. I think we are going to take the last question now. Mr. Kazim Olaiwola.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, are you hearing me?
I can hear you clearly.
God bless you, sir. Good morning, the Chairman, the Board of Directors, and fellow shareholders present at this proceeding. To the glory of God and the benefit of mankind, my name is Dr. Kazim Olaiwola. I'm representing Aliheri Shareholders Association, covering Kaduna South, Kaduna North, and Kaduna Central Senatorial District. My points are goes thus. Number one, Mr. Chairman, let me join my faithful loyalty with other members that have spoke before me to congratulate this company of ours, Coronation Insurance PLC, for the fantastic performance, looking broadly and geographically, vertically and horizontally, the annual reports and accounts. I can see that we need no longer voice, or let me say extensive deliberation. Number one, the insurance revenue that grew from 24.5 billion naira in 2003, which got to 49.4, is commendable. Likewise, the profit after tax, which grew from 1.8 billion in 2003 to 13.8 in 2004, and so on and so forth. All these things are very, very commendable, and I wish you a greater success in the years ahead. Likewise, Mr. Chairman, I went through the middle of the brochure, the annual report, and I saw the donation, the charitable gifts that were spread across board. I was at Nile University, Abuja, being an academia, and I saw the convocation ceremony, which you co-sponsored. I want to say is highly impressive. And again, your company, our company, showcase what we have as a skillful organization. I wish you future years ahead on this. My advice on marketing, sir, how can you, as an oil and gas expert and a seasoned administrator and a reputable leader, how can you do us a favor? I know you have been doing it in the past. Do us a favor in terms of marketing in order to move forward our profitability and sustainability in this company. However, Mr. Abubakar Jima is a well-known household guru. Can you please join the chairman with the other board members on this? My questions are, Mr. Chairman, number one, having looked at the comprehensive financial statements, may I ask in one question, what is our future outlook financially in favor of investors, some of us that are part and parcel of this business? What are the benefits that we should be expecting in the future? Number two, sir, how are we managing the inflation trend as it affects our company in our day-to-day activities? Number three, how do we embark on professional trainings for our dear staff that are baking the bread in Coronation Insurance PLC? Number four, recapitalization project. May I know in simple terms so that I can know how to spread the message in my zone? How far have we gone on this? So that I can beat my chest that I am Coronation. Coronation is for me. On a final note, Mr. Chairman, having commended you and posed some technical questions, I will never close my mouth to express my people's gratitude to the performance of the company secretary. I pray Almighty Allah will increase our wisdom, strength, and agility to perform more better. On a final note, once again, thank you, Mr. Chairman. God bless you for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Kabir, I can see you still want to ask your question. Okay.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Well, please make it brief.
Mr. Chairman, good morning.
Good morning.
Other directors here present, my colleague shareholders. My name is Kabir Abdullahi Tambari, shareholder from Sokoto State. Mr. Chairman, first of all, I want to start congratulating you on your 70th birthday, 70th of age, sorry. Also to pray for you, to pray for every one of us, good health, long life, and prosperity.
Amen.
We know what you are doing. We know what you are doing in the market, in the capital market. We know what you did in Julius Berger PLC as chairman and some other places. And now you are still with us. Mr. Chairman, I pray for you, again, good health, long life, and prosperity. Mr. Chairman, I want to start with commenting and saying good news about what President have did last week by signing into law. You see how insurance are picking up. Our shares, when we are holding this meeting, I saw it at 4 naira 47 kobo. It gained 40 kobo this morning. It gained 9.something%, which is very commendable. Although we know how Coronation is, before now, since when it is WIPIC insurance, up to the time it comes under Access Now Coronation Insurance. I believe with the result that I see have been declared, we expect better dividend for the future. I don't want to repeat what my colleague have said, but I will still commend the company secretary and the secretariat. She can't talk much, but anything we ask, even if she is in a meeting, she will send us, I will call you back, and she will call back. If we have any question about our company or whatever, even this about this meeting, since yesterday she is following up to this morning to make sure we are in the meeting. I also want to commend you when you call about 20 minutes or 22 minutes when you and just connect. I connect almost 33 minutes to 35 minutes before the meeting start, and I saw you come in before you left. A sign of leadership. Keep it up, Mr. Chairman. I always like to see our directors are doing their job diligently. I know it's virtual meeting, but you still come and test before you go back. Mr. Chairman, I commend other directors for the good job they are doing to this grateful company. I pray God Almighty to continue helping us so that we can continue reaping our investment. We shareholders, what we need anytime we invested our money is capital appreciation and dividend. So from last week to today, shareholders are smiling in every insurance sector, not only Coronation. And we hope by God willing, Coronation will continue moving forward. Mr. Chairman, once again, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to speak. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So I think that has brought us to the end of the questions. I think the MD and any other director will be giving answers to some of those questions, and some answers will be given even after the meeting. Okay?
So thank you, Mr. Chair. I thank you, the shareholders for the questions asked. I will respond to some of them now, while management will respond subsequently to others we're not able to take now. On the recapitalization, as earlier said, the bill was signed into law 2 weeks ago, and the minimum capital requirement for non-life is 15 billion, and for life is 10 billion. And like I said earlier on, your company, Coronation Insurance PLC, is well positioned to recapitalize. The time frame is 12 months, and you have the assurance of the board and management that we'll meet this timeline and we're going to be recapitalized. And then for dividend payments, as earlier said, we are going through a recapitalization process, which means we need all hands on deck, all funds available to recapitalize. But the board amendment will revert on dividend payments subsequently. I think the priority now is to ensure that we recapitalize in line with NICON regulations. Then in terms of the growth in the operating expenses, the company grew by 100%, and it's expected that the operating expenses will grow likewise, and that's why we've seen the growth in those operating expenses. There was a question from Mr. Eric on digitalization. As rightly said, we invested a lot in technology, and then in the last 12 months, we started reaping the dividends of the investment in terms of the channels that have gone online, and then for processes and for onboarding customers. And then for partnership, we've partnered with a number of insurtech and fintech companies on embedded insurance, and they're using their various platforms to ensure the distribution of our products. On donation, thank you. A question was asked on donation and the spread. I think in 2024, we ensured spread of our donations to other states, as testified by Mr. Kabru Tijani. We sponsored 9 universities, and then we did some other things, other states as well, River State, Ogun State. So back to the question, we ensure that we have even spread across the federation. I think those are the questions that I feel that germane, which management has responded to. And subsequently, we'll respond to individual shareholders in full details at the end of this AGM. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, I think you're muted.
Yeah.
Thank you. We will now proceed with the ordinary and special businesses for today. To facilitate a smooth conduct of the business of the day, I will move each motion and invite seconders for each motion from the floor. The seconders are kindly requested to state their names to enable the company secretary to take proper note. In view of the fact that the meeting is by proxy, all resolutions to be passed at the meeting, with the exception of the resolution A, shall be by poll. I now call upon the registrar to explain the poll voting process.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Esteemed shareholders, please be informed that we have captured a total number of 293 shareholders' voting details received by proxy and holding 19,379,576,649 units, representing 80.78% of the issued share capital. Hence, the voting results will be displayed in addition to the votes cast here today. For shareholders voting using their mobile devices, you have received an email containing your direct link and access to join the meeting. Ensure you accept the privacy policy. Once logged in, a green sign appears at the top right corner of your device to show attendance status. When voting begins, the resolution will automatically pop up on your screen to cast your vote. Once the voting session commences, the voting options for, against, and abstain will pop up on your device screen. Please click on the reference button in accordance with your decision or choice. Please note that shareholders can change their votes during the voting period, but once the voting period has ended, the last button you pressed will be recorded as your vote. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. The board, pursuant to the powers vested on it by the company's Articles of Association and the Companies and Allied Matters Act, appointed Mr. Augustine Alege, SAN, as an independent non-executive director. The biographical details of Mr. Augustine Alege and his interests is set forth on page 388 of the annual report. This appointment is pending the approval of the National Insurance Commission as required by the Articles of Association. The appointment of Mr. Augustine Alege is hereby tabled before you for approval. Will someone please second the motion?
I so do, Mr. Chairman. My name is Mrs. Bisi Bakari. I second the motion, sir.
Thank you. I now put the motion to the meeting and invite the registrar to coordinate the voting process.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We'll have the resolution up. You may cast your vote. Esteemed shareholders, the voting period shall last for 60 seconds. The voting has commenced. The voting option for, against, and abstain has popped up on your voting device. Please cast your vote in accordance with your decisions. Thank you. Voting is in progress. Please cast your vote in accordance with your decision. There's a pop-up button for, against, and abstain on your device screen. Thank you. The voting has now ended, and we have a total of 378 shareholders who voted in favor of this resolution, representing 99.29%, and with a total holding of 19,385,240,229 units. And we have 4 shareholders who voted against this resolution with a total of 115,676,176 units, and 5 shareholders who abstained from this resolution with a total holding of 107,084 units. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. So I declare the motion duly carried. Thank you. So I think the next item is on the re-election of directors. And according to the provisions of Article 90 of our Memorandum and Articles of Association and Companies and Allied Matters Act, I, Mutiu Somonu, and Mrs. Ibujoke Adenuga will retire at this meeting, and being eligible for re-election will be seeking re-election. The biographical details of the directors standing for re-election and their interests are set forth on page 62, 64, and 388 of our annual report. Since I'm seeking re-election, I will now hand over to the Managing Director, Mr. Olamide Olajodo, to conduct this aspect of the proceeding.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
you, Mr. Chair. The first director concerned is Mr. Mutiu Somonu. I hereby move that Mr. Mutiu Somonu be and is hereby re-elected a director of the company. Will someone please second the motion?
I hereby second acting chairman. My name is Kabiru Abdullahi Tambari. I second the motion for re-election of our chairman.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abdullahi. I now put the motion to the meeting and invite the registrar to coordinate the voting process.
Thank you, sir. The voting will commence now. The screen is up. The voting has commenced. Please cast your vote accordingly. The voting option for, against, and abstain has popped up on your device. Please cast your votes according to your decisions. Thank you. Voting is in progress. You have 30 seconds left of the voting period. Voting is still in progress. Press for, against, or abstain on your voting device to cast your vote accordingly. Thank you. The voting has ended, and we have a total of 391 shareholders who voted in favor of this resolution, representing 99.92%, with a total of 19,385,387,055 units. And we have 7 shareholders who voted against this resolution with a holding of 4,449 units, and 8 shareholders who abstained from this resolution with a total of 15,678,375 units. Thank you, sir.
I declare that the motion has been duly carried. The second director concerned is Mrs. Ibijoke Adenuga. I hereby move that Mrs. Ibijoke Adenuga be and is hereby re-elected a director of the company. Will somebody please second the motion?
I so do, Mr. Chairman. Eric Akinduro is the name. Eric Akinduro is the name. I second that motion.
Thank you very much. I now put the motion to the meeting and invite the registrar to coordinate the voting process.
Thank you, sir. So we have the screen on display. It's a 60 seconds countdown. You may now cast your vote. The voting option for, against, and abstain has popped up on your device. Please cast your vote in accordance with your decisions. Thank you. You have 40 seconds left of the voting period. Voting is still in session. Press for, against, or abstain on your voting device screen to cast your vote accordingly. Thank you. We have 10 seconds left of the voting period. The voting has ended, and we have 400 shareholders in favor of this resolution, with a total holding of 19,385,953,864 units. And we have 1 shareholder who voted against this resolution with a total holding of 15,673,805 units, and 6 shareholders who abstained from this resolution with a total holding of 21,323 units. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. I declare that the motion has been duly carried. I will now hand over proceeding back to the chairman. Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Once again, okay, Mr. Chairman is back again. Okay, thank you.
No, I think I just wanted to thank everybody that I have to excuse myself for some very personal reasons, and I would like Mr. Abubakar Jimoh so please continue the meeting. Thank you all, distinguished shareholders and fellow directors.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So acting on behalf of the chairman for the rest of the AGM, the next item is the appointment and reappointment of external auditors. Pursuant to the provision of Section 401, subsection 1, every company shall at each annual general meeting appoint an auditor to audit the financial statements of the company and to hold office for from the conclusion of that until the conclusion of the next general meeting. Ernst & Young was the company's external auditor for the 2024 financial year, and being eligible is to be reappointed for the 2025 financial year. By Section 401, subsection 2 of CAMA 2020, the reappointment of the auditor does not require a vote. The next item is fixing of the remuneration of the auditors. By virtue of the provision of Section 408, subsection 1 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act, the auditor's remuneration shall be fixed by the company in general meeting or in such manner as the company in general meeting may determine. I hereby move that the remuneration of external auditor be fixed at a fee to be agreed by the Board of Directors. Will someone please second?
I second that motion. Tunji Bamidele is my name. Tunji Bamidele is my name. I second that motion.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bamidele. I now put the motion to the meeting and invite the registrar to coordinate the voting process.
Thank you, sir. The voting period will last 60 seconds and voting has commenced. Please cast your vote according to your voting decisions. The voting option for, against, and abstain has popped up on your device screen. Please cast your vote in accordance with your decision. We have 40 seconds left of the voting period. Thank you. Voting is still in session. We have 20 seconds left of the voting period. The voting period has ended, and we have a total of 396 shareholders who voted in favor of this resolution, with a total holding of 19,384,559,566 units, and one shareholder who, with a total of 313 units, who voted against the resolution, and one shareholder who abstained from this resolution with 8 units. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. I declare that the motion has been duly carried. The next item is disclosure of remuneration of manager. By virtue of provision of Section 257 of CAMA, the compensation of managers of the company is required to be disclosed to members of the company at the annual general meeting. This disclosure is contained on page 198 and 199 of the annual general meeting. The noting of the remuneration of manager does not require a vote. The next item is a general mandate for recurring transaction with related parties and interested persons. In accordance with the rules of the Nigerian Exchange Limited, governing related parties or interested parties persons transactions, your company is required to obtain the approval of members for a general mandate for all recurring transactions with related parties or interested persons that have a revenue or trading nature or that are of a revenue or trading nature or are necessary for the company's day-to-day transactions. I hereby move that the company be and is hereby granted a general mandate for recurring transactions with related parties, interested persons, with effect from the date of this meeting until the date of the next annual general meeting. Will someone please second the motion? Sorry, the line is breaking and I couldn't hear the person speaking well. So may I call on Mr. Ademola Kazim?
Yes, sir. Kazim Ademola Iwola.
Thank you very much. I now put the motion to the meeting and invite the registrar to coordinate the voting process.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have the resolution on the screen, and it will last for 60 seconds. Please cast your vote as the voting has commenced. The voting option for, against, and abstain has popped up on your device screen. Please cast your vote accordingly. You have 40 seconds left of the voting period. Voting is still in session. Please cast your vote accordingly. You have 20 seconds left of the voting period. The voting options for, against, and abstain has popped up on your device screen. Please cast your vote according to your decisions. Thank you. The voting has ended, and we have a total of 389 shareholders who voted in favor of this resolution, representing 98.12%, with a total of 821,240,928 units. And we have 3 shareholders who voted against this resolution, representing 1.87%, with a total of 15,692,110 units, and 2 shareholders who abstained from this resolution, with a total of 8,475 units. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. I declare that the motion has been duly carried. The next item is the appointment of external consultant to conduct the annual board performance appraisal of the Board of Directors. Article 4 of the National Insurance Commission Corporate Governance Guidance for insurance and reinsurance companies in Nigeria requires that an annual board performance evaluation should be conducted by an independent consultant duly appointed at an annual general meeting. I hereby move that the Board of Directors be and is hereby authorized to appoint an independent consultant to conduct the annual board performance appraisal for the financial year ending December 31st, 2025. Will someone please second the motion?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Mrs. Bakari Adebisi. I second the motion, sir.
Thank you, Mrs. Adebisi. I now put the motion to the meeting and invite the registrar to coordinate the voting process.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The voting period shall last 60 seconds, and the voting has now commenced. The voting option for, against, and abstain has popped up on your device. Please cast your vote according to your decisions. We have 40 seconds left of the voting period. Please cast your vote according to your decisions. Thank you. Voting is still in progress. We have 20 seconds left of the voting period. On your devices, you have the voting options for, against, and abstain. Please cast your votes according to your decisions. Thank you. Voting has ended, and we have a total of 410 shareholders who voted in favor of this resolution, representing 19,386,655,000, and 2 shareholders who voted against this resolution with a total of 3,295 units, and 1 shareholder who abstained from this resolution with a total of 8 units. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. I declare that the motion has been duly carried. The next item is to elect members of the Statutory Audit Committee. Section 404, subsection 6 of CAMA provides that any member may nominate another member of the company to the Audit Committee by giving written notice of such nomination to the Secretary of the company at least 21 days before the annual general meeting, and any nomination not received prior to the meeting as stipulated is invalid. By the expiration of the statutory period to receive nominations for the shareholders' representative of the Audit Committee, 3 valid nominations were received by the Company Secretary as follows. Mr. Adeniyi Adebisi was nominated by Mr. Nwozu Kenneth Nwaboke. Mrs. Joke Shofolahun was nominated by Akaime Clement, and Mr. Achara was nominated by Opara Clement Shukudi. Since only 3 shareholders are received to serve as representative of the shareholders on the Statutory Audit Committee, and the received nominations are the current member of the Statutory Audit Committee, these members are hereby returned unopposed. The following members of the Statutory Audit Committee are therefore, the members of the Statutory Audit Committee are therefore as follows. Mr. Abubakar Jimo, Independent Non-Executive Director. Mrs. Titilayo Oshuntoki, Independent Non-Executive Director. Mr. Shinwendo Achara, Shareholders Member. Mr. Adeniyi Adebisi, Shareholder Member. And Mrs. Shofolahun, Shareholder Member. And this brings us to the adjournment for this AGM, as this concludes the business of this meeting. Before I bring the meeting to a close, I call on Alhaji Kabiru Tambari to give us a closing prayer.
Mr. Chairman, are you hearing me?
Yes, please, we're hearing you.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا ربي يا ربي يا ربي يا ربي يا ربي الله الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن. I pray Almighty Allah to help us, to help our leaders, to help Coronation Insurance PLC, to help all the directors. The insecurity we are facing in this country, I pray God Almighty to intervene on it. The economy of this country, I pray God Almighty to help us to recover. Our investment, anywhere it is, I pray God Almighty to help us to continue appreciating for our future. I pray God Almighty to help the Nigerian shareholders, also to help all the regulatory authorities that can do well to this nation. I pray God Almighty to help us, to help everywhere in this country, so that the blessing of God will continue reign to us. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim. Ghayril maghlubi alaihim waladdallin. Thank you very much.
Amen. Thank you, Mr. Alaji Tambari. I thank you all for attending this meeting as we close with the national anthem. Thank you, shareholders. Have a lovely day.
Thank you, sir.